Hey guys, welcome back to Knife Mania. Sorry about the blanket over the window. Trying to make it to where you guys can see me. Makes for a better video, right? That way you guys can see more detail on the knives and everything else. So, as you guys know, we're getting ready to go up for our family vacation. There might be more people going with us this year, which, hey, awesome. As long as they're really cool people, and you know, one of them's my best friend Chad. He actually has my Falcon Even A1, so you know, hey, whatever. Alright, so I've been doing some actual thinking because I recently did another seminar or course or teaching to another group of people about knives and edges and edge retention materials, everything else. And I kind of lost track of an idea of getting a good knife for a good price. The average Joe Blow isn't going to be able to go out and blow, $3, $4, $5, $8, $1,200 on a knife that he or she plans on taking a knife out into the woods and having to use that knife. Like, for instance, my Falcon Even. This is that NLS 3 Nord. I did take this out. I have been using it. I don't know if you guys can see all the scrapes and maybe. But anyway, I have been using this knife. I'm not afraid to use my knives. But again, I kind of forgot that I'll save and save and save and scrounge and take bottles back and do side jobs and all kinds of stuff. Well, not all kinds of stuff, but I'll save and I'll put money aside for a really expensive knife. And then the average person isn't going to save that much money and then head out and actually use or even slightly abuse that knife. They're just not going to. So I started thinking, what are some of, like, a 3-knife idea that is well priced, something I've used and abused, and then hasn't really let me down. In this price range, you're going to look, I'm going to say this price range is going to run from, say, $100 to $200 for a knife, okay? Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So if you save up $300, you should be able to get 3 reliable knives, okay? Or if you save a little bit more, say you spend a little bit more here, a little bit more there, and you put it towards a specific knife that you want, okay? Now I'm going to start off with a small knife. My allergies are killing me. Anyway, small knife. I've tried the cheaper neck knives, CRKTs, Minimalist. I've tried the SE Zula, if I'm saying that right. I've tried, just a handful of them. My hands are large to extra large hands, so keep that in mind. The closest one I found before I finally found a knife I settled and still use to this day was the SE Azula. But the one I went with, it costs a little bit more, but it's worth it to me. It's this one right here. You guys see me, well, you didn't see me do the wrap, but I put the wrap on myself. This is the White River backpacker. It's a S35VN. Super lightweight. And even with my big hands, because of the way that this is shaped with the paracord on it, I can get a full purchase. And with that knot right there, my pinky just wraps around there. Full purchase. Good jimping. Nice sharp 90-degree spine, the whole 9 yards. And I honestly like using this knife to strike a ferro rod because it's so small and so easy to maintain, manipulate, and yeah. And the S35VN holds the edge really well. Now, it is a stainless steel. It is, only problem is it's a little more brittle than like the 1095. So, but you know, it's a neck knife. I use this for cutting. I use this for opening packages. When I'm at work, because I work around machinery, I don't keep it on my hip. I throw it in my lunch pail. But yeah, or my chain snapped. Otherwise, I normally wear it as a neck knife. So there's that. Yeah, no, this is an EDC knife for me. It really is. Because of the stonewash, you really, I don't know if the camera will pick up all the scratches. Nah, probably not. But it's a beautiful stonewash. The packaging is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm looking at the screen so that you guys can see all the detail in it. So that you guys can see it is indeed. So, I spent over $100 on this knife, but to me, it was worth it. Okay, the next knife, actually I got two, and the next knife I would highly consider you guys carrying is in between like a 4 and a 5-inch blade, just all the way around kind of knife. You know, you can do your camping chores with it, you can do your fire chores with it, you can whittle with it, you can light baton with it. So I'm going to pull out two that I have actually used, and one's actually new. It replaced one, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But the first one, you guys know it, you love it. I did make a custom sheath for it, my handiwork. It came with a ferro. Someone corrected me on that. Thank you. I guess I kept saying ferrous rod and didn't realize I was saying that. No, you were right. It's a ferro rod. So it came with that. But yeah. Tops Bob, 1095. Just awesome. You got your little bow drill divots there. Never use that. I just don't. I don't know why. I don't want to burn up my card. I guess. You know, it is what it is. You got your ferro rod scraper there on the pommel. Well, I guess it'd be the end of the tang sticking out because this is a full tang. Like I said, 1095. The only thing with 1095, you see that? I oil this thing, I clean this thing, and I still get little spots of rust. It's no big deal. I just take my Dremel with a little buffing wheel to it and take it out. But she's got scuffs. She's got marks. I have batoned with this thing, hence why, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's why all that lettering's getting destroyed right there. But it's comfortable. This one's heavy. This was my number one choice for camp chores. So, you know, it is what it is. There are a lot of other good knives out there that'll fit this. So I'll show you my second choice. And this one I just bought, actually. I just got yesterday to replace basically this knife. My buddy had one. He let me borrow it for a couple months and never broke it, never destroyed it. The edge took some tough nicks. But, well, I'll just show you. It's an SE. It's a SE4, and just the regular. I'm going to make another sheath for it. That's why I didn't even put the clip on it. But it's the SE4. But this one, come on, focus. I hope you guys can see that. It is the S35VN version of the 4, and I went with the flat handles. I did that on purpose. It's a lot lighter than the Bob, and a little bit thinner, a little bit shorter blade, not by much, maybe a 1/4 inch shorter than the Bob. But yeah, you can see I already got crap all over the handle. When I first picked this knife up, I thought, oh my god, those scales are going to be slick and everything else. But the way they do their handle, I'm trying to do this without cutting myself here. I'm trying to get close to the camera. I'll pick up the noise. When you press on it, oh, there's more marks on the handle. When you press on it, or you actually grip it, that knife is going nowhere. And it's actually very comfortable. I didn't want the round handles because this is something that I'm going to have on my person. I don't want it as a dangler. I'm just going to make basically a sheath like this, but more like a Loveless design with a wraparound with a belt loop. Now, I went out and for about 2 hours yesterday, just whittling, some like hacking on some saplings out there that are growing right next to the house, so I had to chop little branches away so they're not rubbing against the siding. Even found a 2-3 inch log, batoned through it. But this would be what I would use around camp, food prep. That's another thing. This thing, not so good at food prep because of the type of grind. This has a much better food prep, game cleaning. I would definitely use this as a hunting knife, especially when you can choke up, or the pinch grip back here makes it so much easier. Just a really well thought out knife, and it being stainless, especially out of that S35, it's a carefree product. You know, it's not going to rust like this. So that's why I purchased this knife. And then finally, you want a knife where if you have to do chopping, say you got a baton through something bigger, and you really don't want to do that with this. You really don't want to do it with this because you might damage the tip or something. So you want something bigger. Well, I showed you guys this knife, I think it was at the beginning of this year, and I've been using it. You'll see it. It's another Essie. This is SE6. I went with the bright orange so I wouldn't lose it. The same thing here, so I wouldn't lose it. I actually dropped this in the woods. I went on a day hike, and I set it down, and I got distracted by something. I think I had a fish on my line, and it took me forever to find it, even though I just set it down. It just blends in so well. The only reason why I was able to find it is because I put almost a mirror polish on the edge, and it reflected, the sunlight reflected off of it, and that's how I found it. But this thing, I've done some batoning with it. Not a whole lot. You'll see that in the markings. I did not like the factory edge. It's the same edge as this one, and I'll be changing that myself. I like a convex edge. So, literally, I put a convex edge, cutting edge on it. She's got some scrapes and stuff like that on her from me using her. But with a bigger knife like this, I definitely, Essie, shout out to you guys for doing the concave, um, dang it, what is the word I'm looking for, guys? Anyway, the new scales, okay? The new machine milled scales. Love them. Especially with a big knife like this. And again, I got large, extra large hands. Plenty of room there. I can choke back. Drop the pinky off with my lanyard, which, where'd my lanyard go? Anyway. And be able to do some real chopping. So, another thing I want to mention is all these knives from the... Oh, I put it back in the sheath. From the White River to the Essies to the Tops, they all have the best warranties in the world. Okay? I mean, you break them, you contact them, you send it in, they send you a new one. I mean, what more do you want? So, that's my idea. You guys know well, some of you may know, there's a lot of new subscribers out there, and thank you very much. I am not a... That's a loud truck. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. But I am not a one knife guy. I definitely, when I go in the woods, I got different knives for different purposes, and I use them accordingly. A knife is a tool. Use it as a tool. Use it as it's designed for, man. I mean, as long as you follow those rules, you're most likely not going to break your knife, especially if you're buying one of these or a knife in this price range. So, I thought that'd be a little insight for you. When I go up north, I mean, these three are going to be my go-tos. Okay? I still love my Bark Rivers. I still love my Benchmades. I still love... I love all my knives. I'm a knife guy. I love knives. I'm definitely going to be putting... still testing out my custom knife. Still putting it through the paces. So far, holding up great. But then again, it is a 1/4-inch piece of A2 steel. So... I actually just recently ordered some 3/16. I'm going to keep the same design, just hopefully lighter, and see how that works. It's not in yet. Any of you guys that are in the welding or steel or whatever, you know steel's really a pain right now because everyone's so far behind. It took us almost 2 months to get some AR400 into our shop that were used for wear plates on like heavy mobile equipment and stuff like that, like your wear edges on your front end loaders, your excavation buckets, or wear pads on forks. So yeah, no, steel's a real pain to get, especially if you're just a little guy like me. So anyway, guys, I think that'll wrap it up. Got some more content coming to you. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but hey. And again, sorry about the blanket over the window. It was just so bright and it was beaming through, and you guys wouldn't be able to see anything. Well, I'll give you a quick look at each one of the knives again. This is the White River. Made here in Michigan. The SE4 of S35E. Same with this. I really do like that. That is really comfortable, especially when you choke up. One thing I do wish they'd do, now that I'm thinking about it, I ran into this yesterday, is if they put a little more jipping up here. I can't remember what knife company did that. I want to say it was Benchmade on some of their hunting knives. That'd be awesome. Put some jimping up there. Just an idea. And here's the SE6. Like I said, she's starting to get to the point where she's seeing some love. And then finally, the bob. So there you guys go. A little bit of information for you. Like I said, I am definitely at least a three knife guy. Ooh, that almost came out bad. Whew. Anyway, so if you're not going to go out and spend, $3, $4, $8, $1,200 on a knife, any of these will suit you. Of course, fire striking. This one has the sharpened spine. This one has the striker down here at the bottom. These two you would have to modify by putting, grinding a little short 90-degree spine in there or on the back here. So that's a big deal for you. Alright. For me it's not, because when I'm in the woods I always have this, and I'm actually thinking about changing the paracord to bright orange. But yeah. There you guys go. Just some food for thought. Not a single one of these knives was, I don't think a single one was over 150. This one I can't remember what I paid for it. I've seen them for like $140 to $160, depending on what you get, the type of coating and the scales. By the way, this is 1095, so it's 1095 steel. So, alright guys, maybe when I sit down and make a sheath for this one, I'll bring you guys along. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments. It's actually easy, it's just long, drawn out, and I don't have anything to edit the video with, so... Anyway guys, as always, keep your knife sharp, keep your fingers out of the way, and be safe. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.